It's all about the macro productions.
What does the goddamn line say, Tony?
Please do not use gendered language.
Then what? I'll be arrested, put in airport jail?
Look, you're going completely sideways, man.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
How dare you?
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dave on NBC.
Jack Marius Tack Theratrix.
Hi, I'm Spartacus.
Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. Steven Seagal.
Sex offender guy.
I'm Keith Morris.
This is Muammar Gaddafi.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Sorting through the lies.
The hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site, if you can believe that.
We cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
And uncovering the centuries-long plan for world domination.
Learning about Cuba, having some food.
Let's talk about Chinese people.
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison? Swangles in Fort Lauderdale?
I have sent 6 of my Libyan missiles to blow up the Sears hardware department.
Nothing could be more fun than jumping off a cliff with 2 German bisexuals.
Oh, you get Charlie.
Show yet. Exo. Not out or we are ultra code map in a do something. Oh. In G. either themselves about it. The ones and they is a credential on have got weird with both and I'm a euthanized or the for the people that bring decisions don't and throughout it's absent man you can use all show me and I don't know tell you right? Time like in sat worse than him. Ish had a this nice this we the basic all the you know whether um well one see Scott was in the loan again have done against down school. One of friend. I got right. Bob Jenkins. We're gonna. We've always. Two by. You. Or like in. Bone is like. Same direction down. And off the. You. Hands straight. You. Ability is. You know, power. With their life. Gold long rather than to get you get so it because problem with them. In the mirror. Nobody ran along. Might go. They you were I'd be you're like hearing. Children. 15 interview with Mark. Come to like about beast, but they're at just realize the quality. They're that's no district. It's the just and you're you know there. What about Gavin Newsom? God. What if he gave they and a lot of people sexual no. I have a extremely you've so you're top of gen the bottom and one. It's this works. It's back to get periods will be in area to millions of dollars, not numbers. Just it. Like per time threat. If I term really see special hour out attacks on of you out there don't have even I more alley. They're civil filled what you were they were for but monitor people that are kind of aware. So trying happy. Where on that? The left dumb understand are those immigrants the YouTube cucks in Congress. Who's running America, by the way? Who's running America for the last couple of years? Is it Joe Biden? Is it Barack Obama? Is it the Atlantic Council? Is it Benjamin Netanyahu? Who's really in charge here? It can't be that guy. That guy doesn't know anything. They don't tell him. Billions of dollars in weapons given, controlled, supported from the United States to Ukraine and to Israel, trying as hard as we can to start World War III. When I was growing up, my assumption was that wars happened against the will of the governments. The governments were trying to, I believed that they would try not to start a war, because you wouldn't want to have a war, because that would mean that your people would get killed and that your buildings would get, blown up, and it would be horrible. And therefore you would never want to start a war. Boy, was I wrong. They're looking for reasons to start the war. The problem is finding reasons for them to not, They go on and on and on again, how we have to stand with Ukraine. I mean, aren't you exhausted from all this standing? It's been going on for a couple of years now. What have we accomplished, right? What do we never hear on the nightly news about the human trafficking that's going on there, the organ harvesting, the weapons testing, the biolabs, all this stuff being conducted in the laboratory that is Ukraine. What about the deal for BlackRock to rebuild Ukraine in the aftermath? That deal was signed before the war started. That's embarrassing. All right, we'll wrap up with this. Lastly, the lying liars lost the culture war. The overwhelming repudiation of woke ideologies was the final straw for the DEI cult. And it couldn't have happened any sooner. I mean, it really is. I understand that this is a choose your own adventure sort of situation when it comes to presidential elections, right? If you choose one, you're going to get, if Kamala Harris wins, you're going to get more DEI, more woke stuff, more third bathrooms, more tranny story time. You're going to get all that, right? And so, and because they didn't win, that goes away. That's a victory, right? But the problem is with these choose your own adventure presidencies is that you get a new batch of problems with Donald Trump. And that is, we're really trying to kick off the Greater Israel Project, and we definitely are going to finance them. We're probably going to jump in and fight Iran because our entire government is captured by Israel. And so you get these different problems. So I will say it is a great thing that the woke ideology in whatever Kamala Harris was selling didn't come to fruition, because we would have all sorts of problems, the sorts of problems that we've been experiencing for the last 4 years would continue. And after 8 years of it, it would probably be so ideologically ingrained in some people's minds that you might never be able to extract it and get that and rip out this poisonous ideology from the roots. It just would be so many people captured. So I am glad that Kamala Harris is not the president, because I don't want any of that woke stuff going on. That being said, I do fully recognize that with Donald Trump as somebody's going to be the president, right? Somebody. And with Donald Trump as the presidency, that opens up a whole new door of different problems that you're going to have, that I'm going to speak out against too. So when I do an episode like this that's talking about the long list of leftist lies, just understand that in a couple years, I'll be doing the same thing with the Republicans. I have no ideological alignment here. I'm an anarchist. I don't like these people. I don't trust these people. I don't respect these people. And they're going to lie. The right is going to lie too. And their lies will be different. They might be better, might be well crafted. They might not be anchored in magical thinking, like there's 152 different genders and stuff like that. It won't be that. It will be, we're bringing back the draft because your kids need to go die for Israel, right? So that's not any good either. So I want to make sure that that we understand that we dodged a bullet for sure with Kamala Harris, but that doesn't mean that we're out of the woods, right? They managed to, this is one of the funny things about the left, they managed to scare away all the black voters. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. Did you see those numbers for Trump? It's like they connected with him. They connected with his energy. And they felt like the Democrats had been keeping them on the plantation for a little too long and been very, very possessive of them until they weren't, right? The black community always votes Democrat. We've always voted. Well, you know what you do when you install 10 million people into the country and then give them a bunch of free stuff and then shut the faucet off for the black community. You know what happens? The black community doesn't vote for you anymore because you're not giving them what they want, right? Remember that masculinity was toxic over the last 4 years. I've been the most persecuted looking person around. I'm a straight, white, masculine male. I mean, I'm might as well be the devil as far as they're concerned. Oh, down with the patriarchy too. Yeah, I forgot. I'm married and I have a kid, which makes me the dad, and we can't have that. In fact, one of the things that the Biden regime did was they banned the use of certain words to be spoken in Congress. Did you know that? Mother, father, brother, daughter, sister, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, all the terms that you use to describe the family have been banned from being spoken in Congress. If you think I'm wrong or making this up because it sounds like insane, I agree. It sounds insane. Doesn't mean, but I'm not making it up. I couldn't make that up. I would never make that up. It sounds too stupid for me to make up and say that they're going to ban you from saying mother and father, but they did. And do you know why they did that? It's very simple. This is how Marxists think. The first step towards getting rid of the family is getting rid of the words that you use to describe the family. Because if those words don't exist, then how would you ever refer to these people in your life? It's newspeak. It's Orwell. It's the language that disappears. It's the shrinking vocabulary. So it's not accidental. Again, this is one of these things you have to look at. You go, well, why would they do that? Remember this. Not only did they do it, they put forth effort to craft the legislation. They deemed this to be such a priority and so necessary that somebody sat down and said, we have to come up with this law. We have to part this new rule. And you just go, why? Was there a deadline on something? It's like, no. You didn't have to do anything. You could have done nothing. And people could use the words to describe, I got to call my mom, or I got to call my daughter, or I've got to, you know what I mean? You can't say that anymore. You know who does that? The bad guys. That's who does it. The bad guys. And when you call them out to their face, you know what they do? They deny. They move on to another story, another topic. They won't debate you on it because they know that you're right. And for the record, Latinx is not a thing. No matter how you try to sell it. Talk to the Latin community about whether or not they're interested in being branded Latinx. It's not working. But the Biden administration oversaw DEI. They oversaw the woke transformation of get woke, go broke. From a corporate standpoint, we watch Disney self-immolate. We watch Star Wars slit their own throat. We watch Hollywood sit on a dildo and completely destroy all of their reputations that they'd been building for years and years. To watch Disney lose $160 billion of market cap in 3 years is glorious. They have nobody to blame but themselves. They did it to themselves with things like firing Gina Carano and elevating Pedro Pascal when he came out. You want that? Again, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. I can't figure out why all these Hollywood jobs are going away. Oh my God, AI is going to come and take over all of our jobs. Good. You didn't deserve them in the first place and you squandered it. Again, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. You have nobody to blame but yourself. And the common denominator for all of this is the mainstream media. Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, all the Mockingbird press in the newsrooms, that reinforcement from the mainstream media. COVID would have never happened if it wasn't for the mainstream media. They couldn't have sold that turd. You know, you get pictures of Chinese people falling down and blood pouring out of their, guys on the subway throwing up blood. And you see these videos in February 2020. And you go, holy shit, that's coming here. We don't want any of that. The media drove the getaway car like they did with JFK and 9/11 and COVID. There will be new challenges, but at least this current batch of ideas have been stuffed into a cannon and shot into space. Just like Hunter S. Thompson went out. Hey everybody, if you like this episode, you can take the additional step right now of sharing it with your friends and family. January 1st, big announcement. Be there or be square. Talk to you later. Take care.